Okay, so the Holy Spirit is leading me to making huge dramatic changes to the ministry. That said, I'm doing this video. I'm going to be putting a great deal of the ministry's assets up for sale so that I can better serve and equip those that the Lord is desiring for me to search, teach, and equip. The scriptures tell us that what we do in secret will be rewarded for openly. And basically, great is our reward. So, I don't want to give too many details about things to come. And the truth be told, they're on a need-to-know basis anyway. People just really... The pharisaical people do not need to know anyway. Because what I have learned is that, unfortunately, no matter what I do, no matter how much good I ever do, there will always be mobs of people coming at me, telling me how horrible I am, and saying that what I do is for this reason, that reason, and just trying to paint me out to be a horrible person. But the Bible also warns us of that too, that the stronger we go in for the Lord, the more persecuted we will become. And boy, my hair looks a mess with them glasses sitting up there like that, but whatever. So that said, I'm going to do a short video here and just kind of walk around the property and just kind of show and talk about the different things that will be up for sale. And the more I raise through the sale of these items, the more I will be able to disciple others, teaching them how to go on to be disciples themselves, to do as the scriptures tell us to do, which is to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every living creature. And whether the particular thing that I'm working on at this very moment works out the way I believe it will or not, it has definitely opened up a door for the Holy Spirit to speak to me, to tell me what I am to do. Right now, I could consider myself as a fat cat sitting on my high horse. To many people around the world. But to us Americans, I'm low income, low, what do you call that? You got low class. Like when I do this video, you'll see how trashy my very own home is. Or how trashy it appears to be from the outside anyway. But you see, I don't seek it. I could have bought myself a really nice, extravagant house. I've definitely had the means to do so. But I choose this path and to live in a more humble abode because I cannot justify spending money on such things just for my personal self or even my immediate family, when there are so many people out there that are struggling. They can't afford to eat. They can't afford to provide themselves or their families with housing. They can't even afford Bibles. How can I live with myself, calling myself a Christian, if I'm out here spending money to enrich my own life or even my immediate family's life, when I know that there are so many people struggling to just so much as obtain Bibles? So that's why I have continued throughout the years as I've been operating this ministry to live the way I live. No matter the criticism, no matter what anybody says, I continue to live this way. So like I said, you'll probably catch glimpses of my house and glimpses of my yard, and it'll look all trashy and so on and so forth. But as far as the yard being all trashy, I do the best I can. I try to build up this ministry. Things become a wreck, and then the Lord calls me away to do other things in the middle of doing things. And so then, as a result, the yard it ends up staying trashed for a while. And then the Lord gives me a release. I come back I start cleaning up, start doing more modifications, renovations, so on and so forth, until the next time the Lord calls me away to do more ministerial work. And I just put everything on the back burner. When he calls me away, I put everything on the back burner in order to obey him and follow him. All right, that said, I'm going to jump right into it now. I'm just going to start at one end, I guess, and kind of work my way around. And I guess I will start with the most recent motorhome I just took in, which needs work, and it runs, but it's going to need the gas tank cleaned out and new gas put in, and maybe even the carburetor cleaned. I don't know. When I took it in here a couple months ago, I had big plans for it, but things are changing. But as a part of that, within a couple days of bringing it in, I did go out there, put a hot battery in it, spray some ether in it, made sure the engine wasn't locked up, and then I turned it over. We did get it fired up for a few moments, and then shut it right back down once we seen it ran. So I'll put it that way. But we also have a tarp over it because the roof is in pretty bad shape. Inside, all things considered, given it leaks inside, it's got some water damage, but it's fairly nice. Anyway, let me just carry on with it. Okay, so I don't recall what year this is. I'm gonna say it's an 80s or 90s model. Ford Escape Ultra Sport. Like I said, I do have a tarp over the roof, but I have it where I can open the door up. So we'll go inside for a moment. Let's see here. And then I'll back up here. Whoops. Okay, anyway, do that. And open that up, and then we'll step inside. Let's see here. That step right there isn't too good. But the actual portion right here is pretty solid, so you can still step into it. And I've got a bunch of the paperwork sitting out here on the counter. I think the original receipts for the motorhome, the purchase of the motorhome, are even in there, if I remember correctly. Along with the pouch, the paperwork comes in. I'm not sure what that cord was to, but it was in here. I feel like it goes to something to do with the motorhome. And Cat, you need to get out of here. Hey, get out of here. Out. Okay, so show you the worst first. So up here in the bunk area is some water damage. The ceilings kind of fell down a little bit. And the tarp, the window's there. It's rode up and everything. But to help hold the tarp in, I just kind of opened the door, shut the excess tarp into the cab, and that just kind of helps hold everything in. But as you can see, that's a hubcap on the seat, whatever. Old battery down there. There is no rips in the interior. The interior is in really, really amazing shape. Very good interior. As you can see, just no hose, no rips, and this belongs over here. So let me put that over here. Where'd the other cushion go? I'm not sure where the other cushion went. Oh, there it is. Okay, so a little bit of grime right there, but there's the other side of it. Let me put it back over here where it belongs. Oh. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Get that in there. Okay, there we go. And then this will go here. And the condition of this interior is why I really wanted this. Now the table needs a good cleaning for sure. It's got a bit of water damage there, but it's still usable, I think. You know, so try that again. But it could probably stand to be replaced eventually, but whatever. You know, the cabinet doors look like they've been mistreated a little bit. I'm not gonna, I've had those open, but I don't want to cause any further damage. Don't believe there's any actual water damage in the cabinetries, but it just looks like somebody's been a little rough with that. And I think all the pieces to make sure to repair everything is all here. Looks like the original microwave probably went in that compartment, and or maybe this motorhome just didn't come with one, seeing as it's got that door on it, because I don't know. Anyway, see, you know, whatever. Then over here, we have the refrigerator. If I'm correct, I was told that all the electricity and everything in here works, but I've never officially tested it. So we have shower, mini bathtub, whatever, and then on the other side here we have the bathroom with the toilet and sink and cabinet and mirror and so on. What the, oh, cat bus. Oh, whoops. Oh, okay, that was odd. But anyway, looks like a leveling deal here, which I do not have the motorhome level by any means. So back here, you can see where there's some water damage there, and it will definitely need to be repaired. And that water damage has caused this cabinet to begin to fall down. All that there, though, is just debris from the ceiling. The rest of all this is in really good shape, even though from this video it doesn't appear to be that way. And I don't know if the plywood for this side is around here or not. If not, you'll need a piece of plywood cut or whatever, but it's designed so you can have a bed on both sides there, and then your closet right there in the middle. But I'm not going to go open. I've had all these doors and drawers open, but I don't want to really open them right now because I just don't want to take the chance of any more damage. Let's see. Well, that one, yeah. So and I say that, and then I open a drawer, and I love the angle of this cabinetry. But anyway, overall, for its age, and considering that it does have a bit of a roof leak in a couple of spots, it's in really, really amazing condition. So yeah. Yeah. All right. So we'll move on to the next order of business. Well, I gotta. Okay, so I mean, unless somebody just really has to have it, this is a 2011 Chevy Traverse, and it's really not going to be for sale. But I mean, if somebody really has to have it, you know, I suppose everything will have its price. This here is my pride and joy of the ministry. This is a 1997 International 4700. Well, you can see it right there. T444E. Diesel. Runs amazing. Everything operates. Everything is, it works as it should. Brand new tires all around. I spent thousands of dollars after the original purchase price of this truck to have all brand new tires put on, all brand new hydraulic hoses. I put a brand new winch cable on here recently. Bought brand new wheel straps for the wheel lift. I had this back tail fin reinforced with steel so that I could use the rowback bed as a winch when I want to. We have the wheel lift. Yeah, it's got one of those got a little damage right there, but it still works the way it's supposed to. I put brand new LED lights here in the back. You've got your other pieces for the wheel lift there and on the other side as well. So on and so forth. I put brand new LED lights back here. This one looks like it's gotten a little damaged over time. I use this truck a lot. Looks like it needs a bit of a repair on that light, but whatever. This other one up here, let's see if I can zoom in. That light there looks like it needs to be rebolted to its deal. But about a year ago, not even a year ago, I put both of those lights on brand new, as well as that light on brand new. And I think I switched, I don't remember if I switched that one out, but there was a light that came with the truck that was there, but it wasn't working. I wired everything in, got everything all working. I also took off the original passenger side mirror and installed a defrostable mirror. Basically, you flip a switch in the cab, and that mirror heats up and gets rid of the ice. Let's see. I did bust out this. Accidentally busted out that lens. That lens will need replaced eventually. And then let's see. Is there anything else I did before I go to the cab? Cab's kind of a mess. It's a work truck, whatever. La-di-di. So in here, I've done quite a bit of work in here as well. I put in this brand new, it don't look brand new right now because it's been sitting in here a while, it's dirty, but brand new Cobra CB with a real nice mic. Then I installed a really, really nice sound system with GPS and all the bells and whistles. All those toggle switches and all of that on the dash. Except for these here. These here was here when I bought the truck. Over here, though, all of this was just plain dash. And I installed all of those toggle switches. All of that, wired everything in properly. Oh, the passenger door, I have the pieces to go back on that. I just hadn't put them back on since I put the mirror on because I had to run my wires through and so on. So, but I have everything that goes there, whatever. This is an air ride truck, which means it has a driver's seat that will air up. I recently had the e-brake worked on, and the mechanic was supposed to have changed the cable and everything. Granted, I just am a little unsure about that, because though it works again after he got done with it, my adjustment is maxed out. So, and I didn't realize it when I picked the truck up. It does have electric window. That little button right there operates it from the passenger side. And then from the driver's side, you can operate the electric window by this button here. But the driver's window, which I love it being this way, is manual. Just makes things so much easier. The interior is in pretty good shape. I mean, yes, the driver's seat has some wear on it, but that seat there, I believe, is no rips or anything. And there is lots of storage underneath of that seat. You just got to raise the seat up itself. The flooring is in pretty good shape, no rust anywhere, so on. Right now I've got it plugged up because it's winter time, and I want it to be able to start first time whenever I need to use it, so I keep it plugged up. I do have the other mirror to put on this side. I just never did do it for the defrosting the mirror and all that. Also, it has brand new LED lights in the front. It has your roadside lights, emergency lights on the top. Everything works. I mean, just overall, this is a nice truck. One flaw is that toolbox I've been meaning to change out. I do have another toolbox to put there. I just haven't done it. That it's kind of hard to open that door on it. And that's why I've been meaning to change it out. But it's got another toolbox on the other side. It's at least twice as big, and there's no problems with it at all. And I keep all my, a great deal of my gear in this box here. It has brand spanking new batteries. So I think it's 2 brand new batteries. Overall, good truck. And I'm probably, as much as I hate to do it, because there's no other reason that I would sell this truck if it wasn't for what the Lord is telling me to do. I just absolutely wouldn't sell this truck. I'd never dream of selling it. And I'll probably sacrifice this truck for $25,000, as much as that pains me to say. The Lord wanted me to buy it for the ministry and to help people, get people off the side of the road. And I've used it for just that reason, and for doing different things ministerially. It's been a great truck. I absolutely don't want to part with it. But if you have $25,000, that is going to be non-negotiable. I've got more than that into the truck. So I can't see me negotiating much at all on that $25,000. This is, out of all the vehicles on this property and different things on this property, this is my absolute favorite. It is the pride and joy of everything I have. So I think $25,000 is a way more than reasonable price. This boat here, this is an excellent boat. I know it doesn't look so because of all the trash on the ground, and then that deal there leaning up against it from another boat that I had cut up and gotten rid of. But it's a magnificent boat. I put a lot of money into it too. It's got an awesome motor. It's got a Mercury. It's got a Mercury 4-stroke. I think it's a 2008 motor on it. It's 40 horse. It says Bigfoot on it there. It's got your I'm having kind of a brain spasm right now. But anyway, it's got, I don't have the battery hooked up. It's got your button here for raising and lowering the motor, but it also has a button on the throttle lever inside the boat for raising and lowering the motor. Motor runs great, fabulous. And for those of you that don't know what a 4-stroke is, it means that this particular motor does not use a gas oil mix. And it's a great motor. The motor itself probably sell for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 by itself. Brand new fuel tank. I've got the old tank that was on it, but it had a small leak up top or something. I said, I'm not dealing with this. I put brand new fuel tank on, brand new fuel lines, brand new transom boards. We actually took the motor off, put all new transom boards on, put brand new steering cable all the way from the motor up to the helm. I think that's what you call it. Let me go ahead and board the boat, show you up there. I think this also comes with 1 or 2 spare tires for the trailer. You can see everything here going on. Got steps on the trailer itself to be able to board the boat from, the ground. I've got, oh boy, I have spent so much money on anchors, ropes, everything marine grade. It's got this beautiful awning that at the moment, I just got it kind of stationary where I won't put it down, up and down. But You can see from the pins right here on each one of these, it will raise and lower if you want it to. But as for me, you see these blinds that are rode up here? I put these blinds on all four sides so that I could camp on the boat. And those blinds was not cheap. I think it was, after tax, like nearly 700. Well, I didn't pay tax. I didn't pay tax on it. I used the tax exempt because it's ministerial stuff. And of course the reason for that was for residents and wanting to provide a therapeutic means of being able to get away from the monotony of the world, and then also so that I personally, as the pastor, can get out into nature and spend time with God. We put them seats on ourselves. The boat did not come with those seats. It came with this seat, and it came with the driver's seat, and that was the only seats it came with. So we put these seats on here, and these seats fold out into a bed as well. Then I put a brand spanking new Garmin GPS fish finder on here. I put a new Jensen stereo in, wired that all up. I put these toggle switches in for, and then I put both of these things in, I think. No, I don't remember if I added that or if that was already in here. But this was definitely an aftermarket that I added myself. 2 USB charging ports. Let's see. I've added cup holders and different things. You got cleaning supplies. You got a storage. Oh, whoops. You got a storage pouch under that flag. And then I've got, that's what one of the toggle lights are for, is for that. Brand new LED spotlight. This light here in the roof works as well. All the lights on the boat are brand new. Now that I think about it, I put in all brand new boat lights, and actually put in extra brand new LED lights on the boat itself. The trailer portion, I don't remember what I did. I just know I'm missing things. The generator will not come with the boat. There's the other gas tank. Actually, that one's brand new too. I forgot. Okay, so the original tank that was on this boat, you can see it right there. You're more than welcome to have it if you buy the boat. But I bought 2 brand new tanks. That way, if I ran out of one, I had an emergency backup. Plus, brand new fuel lines, fuel filters. I've dumped a lot of money into this boat. I have done a lot of cleaning on the boat. It doesn't look like it because it's been sitting now for a couple months since I had it on the water last. Brand new, I believe those are Jensen speakers, if I remember correctly. They are marine speakers, and the stereo is a marine stereo. As far as the rest of this stuff, the fishing poles aren't mine, so they won't go. You can see them there, but they won't go. Well, there's a couple of them that's mine, 1 or 2. Most of them belong to Earl, though. The swim ladder, there are hooks on in different spots of the boat. Let's see. Okay, so you can see right there those 2 little metal pieces sticking up from the floor. The metal ladder, or aluminum ladder, attaches to that. It's a swim ladder. I thought there was another spot on the boat where it attached to at one of these doors, but I don't recall or see them, or I don't know. So anyway, on those blinds, once they are put down, it not totally, but for the most part, it encloses that whole awning area as if it was a tiny house on the water. But you can also put like one shade down at a time or multiples, depending on where the sun's shining, what you're doing, what your adventure is, so on. A lot of this stuff on the boat, we can discuss, the ropes and, fishing gear. Everything's brand new. A lot of this we can discuss if you really want the boat But for the boat itself, I think I'm going to have to ask, because funny thing is I got a lot more than this into the boat anyway. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay, so that deal for this seat. Okay, so this seat was not on the boat when I bought the boat. I took that out of another boat I had. And then the leg and whole bracket piece, all that there that the seat sits on is brand spanking new. Oh, and there's new life jackets and stuff underneath of that seat. Lots of life jackets. Just a lot of different gear. And here, while the boat's been sitting here, I broke my lantern over there. But if you see this one over here, I hung both those. I hung a red lantern off each side because it provides extra running lights, and it just looks so cool. It made the boat look like a pirate's boat. So let's see. This light right here is brand new. That one I refurbished and got working. It wasn't working. As well as on this side. That light there is brand new. And that one is refurbished. I put some... Man, there's just so much. Anyway, I'm not going to carry on about it. Actually, you know what? I never did work on the trailer lights, I'm going to assume, since I see that mess there. So I'm going to say that's one thing it does need is trailer lights probably hooked up or something. So yes, there's a spare tire. I could have sworn... Nope. Okay, so it comes with one spare tire. Let's see. It's aired up, ready to go if it was ever needed. All right, so like I said, I think $7,500 for that would be an appropriate price. Let me walk over here. So the black Traverse, just cover that real quick. Same basic thing as the white Traverse. The white one's a 2011. This one's a 2015. I really love this car. It makes me feel good as a pastor to, show up to ministerial meetings or whatever I got to do in this particular car. It makes me feel good to show up to my son's school in this car. I feel good about it because heat and AC work. So it's not really for sale, but I suppose everything has its price. So long as it's, the Lord's leading. Now this truck, love this truck. I absolutely love this truck. This truck is a beast. Let's see, I don't remember what year this was. I think this one, I believe, is a 94. Let's see. Yeah, it's a 94. Okay. Now, let's see, let me show you this. Let me do this here. Well, before I fully pop that open, I'll give you an all-out view of it. This truck is a beast. I mean, this thing's a beast. I put a brand new service light, emergency service light on the top of it as well. I try to do that for most all of my work vehicles. Any kind of the work vehicles that I ever use, try to always keep. Anyway, la-di-da-da-da. You can see where you can plug it in there, but I've never had to plug this particular truck in. Then again, I don't know. Yeah, I've started it in the winter without plugging it in, and the worst that ever happened to me was the batteries went dead. And speaking of batteries, this truck comes with 2 brand new batteries. I believe when I first got the truck, I had all the tires replaced on it as well with brand spanking new tires all the way around. All the doors, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, it looks like I did. Pretty sure I did. It also comes with, I think, well, it may come with a spare tire. I don't know. It comes with 2 brand spanking new batteries. Oh, I forgot to, oh no, because I use this periodically. That's why I didn't take them out. Anyway, it has 2 brand new batteries in there, like brand new. All the compartment doors do lock. It will come with I'll let this Bobcat welder go, which I need to put the walls back on. I was in it doing some work. I bought this welder for 600 bucks, dropped another couple hundred in it. Changing, I can come up with the name of whatever the part was, but I can show the part to a person. Changing whatever. It fires up, it runs great, but when I bought it, the welder part wasn't working. Something to do with the guy was welding, and he was laying in water or something, and he actually kind of electrocuted himself. He survived and everything was fine, but when he went back to welding with it, it wouldn't weld no more. But when I bought it, he fired it up. It fires up great, fires up, you know, just fine. And when I bought it, the generator part worked. And so I thought, well, that couldn't be too much wrong with it. But I let it sit for about a couple of years. Didn't do anything with it. I finally put it on this truck when I bought the truck. Thinking at the very least, you know, at least the generator would work. Anyway, after a couple of years of it sitting, I finally got around to putting a battery to it, fresh gas, and fired it up. It fired right up. But now I can't get the generator or the welder to work. The air compressor, we can talk about that, whether it stays or it goes. That's definitely going to be an extra cost. Boy, oh boy. I haven't had to do too much to this. You know, tires, batteries. I added the welder generator up there and the air compressor. On the inside, oh yeah, the best is yet to come about this truck. But while I'm here, I'll talk about, there's dual diesel tanks. There's one of these tanks on both sides. Seat's a little worse for wear, but you know, it's a work truck. But look how many miles this thing has on it. And that odometer does work. It's only got 112,000 miles. It is an automatic. I believe it's a GMC Kodiak something or rather. E-brake works great. Has trailer brakes. I've never actually used the trailer brakes, but it has that. You know, la-di-da. Now let me pop the hood and show you under the hood. Oh, there we go. And this truck does run good. Look at that right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that cat motor. Look at that pretty kitty cat. Oh yeah. Oh, brand new filter in there. That was about $100 and something, I think, for the filter, give or take. Look at that beautiful kitty cat right there. All right. So that was, yeah, that's the best part of this whole truck, in my opinion, is that Caterpillar motor. So, I mean, it could use a tune-up. You know, it's a little sluggish. It does great. It does what I need it. It's always done what I needed to do. Fires right up. Never gave me an ounce of problems. And I mainly used it to pull that, which you can see you was able to actually see it's still hooked to the boat's still hooked to this truck. I use it predominantly for towing that boat. And then, of course, I keep a lot of my tools and different equipment in there, in the bed, in the storage compartment, so on and so forth. All right, let me shut this and move on. Okay, this here is a 2004 Nissan Murano. Great little car. We've had it all over this country, traveling. When we ran through when we was doing the People's Convoy 3-4 years ago. You know, it's at this point we've used it so much that, I mean, it's still a nice car. It's a great car. I don't have the key with me, so I can't really show you how many miles is on it, and I don't remember. There's so many vehicles to remember stuff about. La-di-da-di-da. You know, it's, I think I said it was a 2004 model. Interior's in great shape except for that, which you can kind of see where I glued that back together, and over time it just kind of came back apart. Okay, so my mother's kind of got some stuff in here right now, using it for storage. This car is not a third row seating car. The two Traverses are, though. Both of those are third row seating, with rear heat and air and all that gadgetry. Let's see here. Seats don't have, other than that one spot on the driver's seat, I think all the seats are in great shape. No rips, tears, none of that. Ceiling's in pretty good shape. It's got a sunroof, moonroof, whatever you want to call it. There is a good spare tire underneath of this here. So on and so forth. Dual exhaust. I think this is, yeah, this is a 6-cylinder. It's the Nissan Murano SL. Yeah, everything works on it for the most part. Now, I will say, shortly after getting it, the remote for the remote doors, you know, unlock and lock and all that, for some reason, that remote, the alarm started going off, and the remote, I don't remember what happened. But anyway, I had to get in. I had to pull the fuse for the alarm. And so the remote just doesn't work anymore. It comes with remote. I don't think there was actually anything wrong with the remote. But whenever I disconnected the alarm, I guess it disconnected the use of the remote too. That's what it was. It has electric mirrors. Right there's the electric mirror area. Everything works. Heat and AC work great on this car. No leaks in the sunroof or any of that. You know, we gave like, it's got brand spanking new tires on it. I think I've got a brand new battery in it. Usually try to do those two things anyway on most every vehicle that we get, that we, you know, whatever. Oh, the headlights, the assemblies, the bulbs, everything are all brand spanking new. And boy, they shine bright. So you got that. Still see our For God and Country sticker from the People's Convoy days. Let's see. You got a little bit of damage on the bumper where my mom keeps accidentally touching things as she pulls into parking spots. A little bit of paint missing from the hood, and a little bit from this fender right here. Nothing that can't be touched up though, you know. I mean, overall, it's not a bad car. We had the, what was it? I think we had the timing chain on this replaced, and we rebuilt the top end of the motor or something, new lifters or something. I forget. I should have the receipts on all that. But anyway, pretty good car, runs great. You know, we're not too thrilled about selling this. I mean, it's a great backup car for, we kind of, ever since we got the Traverses, we kind of use this as our hauling car. Like when we don't want to take a truck, but we got to haul a bunch of crates of this or that, you know, maybe to the flea markets or to church or whatever, you know, deliveries, whatever. We use this car just to keep our others in good shape. But you can see we take good care of it. Runs great. I'm gonna say $3,500 for that car. It should be a fairly decent price. Okay. I mean, my trusses could be for sale. I don't really want to sell them, but they could be for the right price. I got this boat trailer here, excellent condition. I got a new hitch pin on it. I believe, I put that new hitch pin on. I haven't used this trailer really in a while. It's got a spare tire there, and this is a single axle, but both tires on this trailer are, well, they was brand new when I built this trailer in about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, five years ago. Something like that. But you can see it's got diamond plate running boards. That's on both sides. I put down that corrugated steel floor. And last time I used this trailer, all the lights that I had installed brand new worked. It looks like I must have broke the jack off at some point in my doing things. So I'm going to say it needs a new jack. And honestly, don't quote me on the lights. They may have over time gotten damaged. I don't really remember. We have this trailer back here, which I usually use with a bigger truck, but smaller trucks will haul it. I will say though that when it's loaded, don't use a Chevy Avalanche pickup to haul this trailer. The Avalanches, there's something about the Avalanches particularly that they don't like hauling trailers to begin with. But then you put something like this on it, and yeah, it's not going to be a good day. This trailer is an awesome trailer. These are removable sides all the way around. They are mobile home tires, dual axle, but great condition, and comes with, I believe, at least two. Oh, can you see there? Let's see. Comes with at least two spares, maybe more. Move on around here. Let's see. Okay, so we can see the back gate. I've got it off right now. There's a bunch of debris on top of it, but the gate itself is right there for the back of the trailer. We have been using it more recently as a trash trailer. We went ahead here recently and put some walls on the inside just to hold that trash in for, hauling it to the dump. So I've got to get that unloaded. And this trailer could be for sale. Again, I'm not really excited about selling it because, it's a great trailer. It serves as our mobile dumpster. And these walls come off if you need it to be a flatbed for towing vehicles or whatever else. This trailer here, I've had this trailer for about 6 years. I got so much stuff on it, so many tires stacked up beside it. Can't really tell what this trailer is. And is this the one? Actually, is this the one or not? Yeah, I got it. Okay, so you can't really tell it. But I actually put a kind of a metal aluminum type siding floor on this trailer. Let's see. Ooh, it may end up needing a new hitch pin. I hope not. I don't think it will. It looks like I'm barely okay. Yeah, but it will need a new jack. If I remember right, the lights should work on this particular trailer. This trailer is 40 feet long. It's flatbed, good floor, great floor. And I've used it for all kinds of things. But as time has went on and I've gotten more and better equipment to work with, I haven't used this thing for quite some time other than just to throw stuff on top of as I'm tearing different things down, so on and so forth. As you can see right here, in the process of torching this trailer frame just to get it out of here and make some space. If you need any good I-beams, well, holler at me. Let's see, good tires on this trailer all the way around, I believe. You can kind of catch a glimpse of the floor. And these spots in the floor that didn't get covered, I guess, that's where I usually step up onto when I get up on the trailer. And so I think that's how, if I remember right, that those spots got damaged. But all in all, a good trailer. This one here, let's see. This one here, oh, and that was a 40-foot travel trailer that I tore down and made a dual car hauler out of, is what it was, what its original purpose was for when I first built it. This one here was a gooseneck trailer. And I think it's got a good floor all the way down. That trailer there is a gooseneck. I'm not sure about the condition of the floor on that, but obviously it's some kind of decent condition because I've got my four-wheeler on it right now and I've got my Cushman on it right now. But, those items could be taken off if need be. I cannot tell you the condition of the tires on either of these trailers, But obviously on that trailer, it's already missing a tire there. And I don't really feel like walking around everything trying to look. That trailer there, oh boy, I love that trailer. That trailer is a working man's mobile office and workshop. I built a little miniature bathroom in there. There is 2 air conditioners in there. It is wired with electrical, lighting, and then I'd say at least 16 foot on the back end. 12 to 16 foot is completely open space. I put a wall separating the, break room is what it was, not necessarily office. I don't know if I said that or not, but I built a break room up front here, and then, a wall across there, little bathroom in the break room, and then in the back, I personally was using it when I was doing tear down jobs to haul all the lumber. I'd stack it up real nice and neat in there. After I cleaned all the lumber, stack it up real nice. That's how I hauled it. And it's got an adjustable hitch depending on how high or low you need that hitch to be. It is manual adjust, but at least it's adjustable. Gooseneck. This trailer here is going to need, there was a tire with a hub that came off when I was transporting the church van about 2 years ago, and I never have done the repair to it. But right prior to that, which I've got everything needed if, we want to discuss new axles or new tires or whatever, as long as you want to do the work yourself. I don't have the time to do the work. But right before that happened, probably 6 months before that happened, I put a brand spanking new, I think it's 2x8 boards all the way down that trailer. I believe it's a 30-foot trailer. I believe the lights work on it. We can discuss that if it's something you're interested in. Let me climb off of here now. Oh, all right. And I'm kind of showing you the trashy side of things right now, but we'll move to the better stuff here in a few minutes. Okay, here we have a old school truck bed trailer with not so old school tires. This here has a awesome jack, or a jack that works, has a good hitch. Let's see, that tire's aired up. This one over here, let's see, yeah, that one's aired up too. I forgot we did put another tire on there. This other trailer here, we started building custom. We custom built this as a hunting trailer. Never did finish the project. It's gonna need tires, I can tell you that. Or if you don't want the trailer and you just want the structure as, to use for something else, whatever. But it's sat for a couple years since it was built, and been drug around and stuff. So that's actually how the tires got messed up. The tires was good, but we never put a paint job on it. But it does have brand new metal roofing on it. And then let me see if I might have that door screwed shut. I think I do. Yeah, I have that screwed shut, so I can't show you the inside that away. But let me see if I can show you the inside through the window. I don't know. The window's kind of dirty. Let's just see what happens. I don't know if you can see in there or not. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. I don't know. But anyway, inside we have a bed, and it folds up and down for, convenience, so on and so forth. I about forgot about that back there. Let's see. See if I can get back over there to it. Ooh, there went my eyeglasses. Oh. Back here, if you're interested in it, we have a horse trailer as well. I believe that is a dual axle horse trailer. Not too bad a shape, but I'm sure it could use TLC, whatever, so on and so forth. That one there, we're just not gonna. I got plenty of other trailers. I don't see why anybody would much be interested in that one, and I don't really want to sell it anyway, because I have future plans for taking the axles off of it, cutting the hitch off, and turning that into a gazebo right there on the dirt mound where I have placed it. Now, here we have a 1997 Mountain Air by Newmar. I just haven't done much with it. I think it has a flat tire at the moment. I may or may not have another tire to put on it. I think I do, actually. Actually, I do. Yes, I think on the other side it has a flat. Unfortunately, I think. Let me check. Yeah, it does. And that just happened not too long ago due to my stupidity. And I can't get into the motorhome at the moment. It has a little bit of water damage inside. But all in all, the last time we had it plugged up, everything worked. I put brand new, I put a lot of upgrades in it, but it's sat for now for a couple of years. It needs something minor to start. I think it was a solenoid or something. I don't remember. It's got electric mirrors, but here recently when I was moving something around the yard, I accidentally cracked this windshield. Now I do have another windshield in a motorhome over there. I wasn't even thinking to show you. It's the exact same motorhome, just a little bit older, and I don't have a title for that other motorhome. This motorhome, however, is in my name. Clean and clear, la-di-da-di-da. Okay, moving on. So, look at all them vehicles back there. Okay, so now, let me move to this first, though, before I go too much further. This here is a beast of a truck. This here is I think a 1994 International 4900, I believe. It has this 6-way hitch, mobile home hitch. We customized a winch system, a Genpo type system, which I ended up cutting the Genpos in half because my uses, it was really more practical for my uses to do that. But I do have the other half of the Genpos if a person wants them and wants to weld them up. But anyway, so you got Genpos that you can adjust on that rack wherever you want them, or depending on your desire and what you're doing. I think we have, I think those Rams rebuilt 2 years ago, year and a half ago, something like that. I don't remember. Because they was leaking, but they shouldn't leak now. It's got a brand spanking new hydraulic pump in it that, let's see, in this door over here, I can show you. Good lights. Spotlight up there that I believe I got working is on a toggle switch. Let's see. That pump is brand new. Works great. Mirrors are adjustable. Good tires all the way around. This here is, let's see, also additional air tank. I believe I have, did I take the CB out of this one? I might have took the CB out of this one and put in old blue. I think that's what I did, but it's still got a good whip on it. I mean, we can negotiate, different things depending on what, your finances are and what you're wanting. This here is also an automatic, but it has air brakes and trailer brakes, parking brakes, all that. Brand spanking new stereo. The face electrically comes in and out, but right now it's hidden away. Both seats on this truck is air ride seats. Let me go on around. And both doors are manual. It does have, I believe, air horns on it. This truck will pull anything. I mean anything. I've got to. This tire here is flat at the moment, and it goes flat every few months if I just let it sit. Why that is, I'm not sure. It may just need cleaned around the bead or something. I don't know. I believe I have 2 brand new batteries in this truck as well. Just replaced actually, oh yeah. Just replaced this past year, brand spanking new. So your hydraulic controls for your 6-way hitch can be, let me show you that real quick. Can be operated from right here at the back of the truck. Also, you got air lines, which I actually bought new air hoses for this truck, and I just haven't replaced them yet. Storage there for your tools. And then that's the factory air tank that came with the truck. And that one is aftermarket that just gives extra capacity. Let's see. So then we have a trailer brake system there, whatever. And then from inside the cab, you got all this stuff which operates your rotating service lights and all that. Plus, you can operate the 6-way hitch from right here in the cab. What else do we got? Anyway, this truck is a beast. Boy, I don't know, man. I'm trying to think what I could sacrifice this truck for, but I can tell you, I'm not going to give it away. Oft times I carry my ladders on those hooks there. And like I said, if I remember right, there's 2 spotlights there. If I remember right, I got both of them working, but it's been a while since I've used them. Haven't had a need for them in a while, so I don't remember which one of them toggles in there would operate it. La-di-di. Anyway, a beast of a truck. I'm going to have at least, got some nails here. That ain't no good. And I got to try to keep in mind how people like to try to negotiate too, and just like rip you off no matter what you start at. So given that people like to do that to a person, I'm going to start out with $17,000, and bottom dollar is going to be $15,000. I won't take a dime less than $15,000 for this truck. All right, moving on. Got some golf carts over there if anybody needs parts. Got a little trailer here. The hitch is a good hitch. It's ready to hook up. That bolt or that nut there, actually, you just turn that by finger, and then you can use a crescent wrench on it if you want to really get it tight and secure. But it's a good hitch. I don't remember. Let's see, I don't remember if there's a jack hiding under there for it or not, but it's so light you don't really need it. 2 good tires. That was recently replaced. I'm trying to remember though if those was bought brand new. The tires themselves, no, they wasn't bought brand new. I think they was used. So, but 2 good tires on there. They're aired up. Just little trailer. I'd probably take, I don't know, probably take $125 for. Yeah, I'm gonna do that and get a better look at the golf cart sitting up there. All right, now what we have here is a van. Now this particular van it ran and drove when I bought it, but there was issues with it. And initially I predominantly bought it because, well, they said it had a good title, but they couldn't find it at the moment. I ended up buying it, and then they, of course, never produced a title for me, and then I think they ended up ghosting me or whatever they did. But I went ahead and took the chance on this because I said to myself, well, even if I don't get a title for it, we're a ministry and we need to haul people that are disabled oftentimes. And why won't that open? That's what it is, maybe. There we go. And it has this wheel lift in it. This wheel lift works great. I've operated it. So on and so forth. We are using the van as storage at the moment to hold a couple of portable garage frames. So that's why it looks a mess in there. So because of the wheel lift, that's what makes this van valuable to me. All the tires are aired up on this van except for that one, if I'm correct. I think it has good interior, got a lot of good parts. I did let an old friend of mine had the transmission out of it, unfortunately. So it no longer runs and drives. And when it did run and drive, the transmission was great, but the motor had some sort of issue leaking water. But other than that, it didn't have no issues. Whatever. Moving on. Okay, that boat there, that is not my boat. That belongs to Earl. And so it is definitely 100% positively not for sale. This truck here, this has been my pride and joy, but it's also the truck that I was warning about not pulling that particular trailer over there with. You don't want to pull that trailer with this truck. This truck has been my pride and joy. You can see it's got a winch down there. I never did finish hooking up the winch, but it's all mounted and the wires are there and everything's there to do so. I rebuilt this whole front end, customized it myself. I actually had put brand new lights in, but somehow to put these lights in, I had to do something. And I don't understand, because this is brand new, but it's got water in it. And it's glazed over here. But you can see that one's still brand new. And both of those are still brand new. Why that one got water in it, I have no clue. But anyway, I rebuilt that whole front end. And when I rebuilt it, the truck initially only had one spot for a battery. I ended up putting in extra spot for battery. And then you can either, I think that spot over there was the original spot for the battery, because I devised this to where I have a racing filter, and I can either put my racing filter on here or a second battery. How did I have that? I had it somehow where I was able to do both. I don't remember how I did that though. Somehow I had that where I was able to do both, and why that racing filter is not on there right now, I don't know. As for the batteries, they're not in there right now because, and what is that doing tied up and not plugged up to something? That's weird. Why did looks like something I did, but I don't know why. The batteries are not in the truck right now simply because cold weather, and I didn't want them to go dead. And so I just wanted to put them on a trickle charge, so I took them in the house, put them on a trickle charge. Great truck. It's this truck, let's see, 37-inch tires, and these tires are brand spanking new with a brand spanking new, no, did I not get a brand new spare? Could have sworn I did a brand new spare with it. Anyway, they are brand spanking new. There's not even 50 miles on these tires. They are BF Goodrich, Baja Champion tires, all-terrain, 37-inch. This truck has, if I'm correct, it has a 6-inch or a one foot lift, wheel lift or something, or frame lift or something. I don't remember it, with an additional, see, it's got a one foot lift or a 1 foot body lift, and then the other one is a 6-inch lift. It's got 2 lifts on it. Basically, it's lifted up 1.5 feet. So it's got a foot and a half worth of lift via 2 separate types of lifts on it. Got a receiver hitch back there. This truck is in absolute great shape. That's a brand new central air unit that I got to reinstall over here. Let's open the cab up. Cab, is it locked? Okay, back door might be locked. Oh, there's another battery I didn't bring in. Oh, and there's my filter. I'm not sure why I got the filter in here for. But anyway, interior is in immaculate condition. I put that CB in brand new. It's just a cheap $40 CB from Walmart, but it's a Cobra. Cobra mic. I don't think there's any rips at all in any of this interior. Oh, and there's the panel for my passenger side door on my rollback. I don't know what it's doing in here, but there it is. So I'll eventually get that put back on. So anyway, that whole back wall is this is a transformer truck. That whole back wall comes out and lays down and all kinds of neat stuff. Back seat lays down. Overall, this truck is awesome. I don't think that stereo is so brand new anymore, but when I got the truck about 4 or 5 years ago, that was a brand new stereo, and it still works great. The heat and air worked. It's been a little while since I've drove this truck, since I got the Traverses and all my other work trucks. But this truck is amazing. I mean, tell you, this truck rip roars. It is only 2-wheel drive, but let me tell you, this beast to go through anything. And when you when you hit that gas, oh my goodness, it just screams. But then when it's just idling or just going down the road in normal driving, it's as quiet as a kitty cat. Matter of fact, it's so quiet that that I actually have to question if it's even running. But then when I rump on the gas, it gives such an amazing sound that it's like you feel like you're at a racetrack. All right, so this truck here, gotta have man. What can I part with this truck for? There's so much money tied up in this truck. I mean, them tires alone, brand new. I forget how much I paid for them alone. Oh man, I'm gonna start it out at $8,500 or best offer. That's what I'm gonna do on that truck. It's got electric mirrors. Best I can remember, everything works. Forgive me if I give misinformation. I got, as you can see, I've got so many vehicles I'm trying to remember everything on. All right, this is a 1997 Ford Econoline E350, I believe. Same thing on this. I have the batteries pulled out because I haven't been using the van, and I didn't want them to go dead from the cold weather. So that's why and the hoods are up on these vehicles, because I don't want rats to get under there. And we do have a lot of cats that keep the mice problem down, but still yet, I'm so used to being in the habit of lifting the hoods on all my vehicles, due to that reason, before getting cats, that I still continue it, even though we have cats. So that's why the hood's raised. That's why the batteries are out. The last time I ran this vehicle, it did overheat on me after I had it running for about 45 minutes to charge the batteries. So I don't know if there's a problem there or not. I'm just putting it out there. Brand spanking new tires all the way around. And this one, I do believe I remember having, that I believe I put it. Let me just look before I say it. Yeah, and there's a brand new tire as well on that rim there. Oh. Okay, this is a 15-passenger van. Like 5 rows of seats or something. Let me see here. All right. This seat did have a couple of rips, but we sewed it up, so not too shabby of a job. Interior is in really great shape. This vehicle as well. When I moved stuff from the church, we put a few things in here, so you'll have to forgive that. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got all 4. Okay, so there's 4 rows of seating plus the front, so 5 rows altogether, but 4 bench seats. Holds 15 people in total. Things work great. Rear heat and air all throughout. Then this vehicle has a brand spanking new stereo as well, with the GPS navigation and all the bells and whistles. This van only has right at about 100,000 miles on it. It was somewhere around 90,000 or something when we got the van, and I think it's just a little bit over 100,000 now. And we've had this van for several years now. It's been a great van. I don't really want to sell it. It's a great van. And in this particular van, I even added this because I took it on a road trip and I did some camping in it. So I added this Duracell 1000-watt power inverter, and it does work. It's hooked up, ready to be used. Yeah, this van will sit and purr like a kitty cat as well. Big old V8 in it, but good on gas for being a V8. Okay. Yeah, this van though does not have a wheel lift. But that's why I bought the other van, was so I could put a wheel lift in this van. It just never happened. This van, I would say, like I said, I don't really want to sell this van, but if it's the Lord's intent for it to go, then it'll be sold. I'm going to start the price on this at around $7,500. Great van, barely broke in at just a little over 100,000 miles on it. This truck here, oh man, now I don't remember the year on this truck. What is the year on this truck? This is the biggest retired U-Haul truck that one can possibly buy. And this is an awesome truck. Brand new tires all the way around on this truck as well. Brand spanking new, hardly any miles at all on them. Just done in the last year. Let me see here. What was, the year. I wanted to find out the year on it. Let's see here. Oh, bear with me here. See if it says on the door. And great interior in this truck. Here we go. Let's see. Y'all see the date on that sticker? I know it's got to be there, and I'm not seeing it. A 2000? Yeah, right there. It's a 2000. So it's a 2000 GMC. Maybe a GMC International of some sort. It is gasoline. Great running truck. 153,000 original miles, as you can see right there. Okay. Best to my remembrance, everything works great on it. We put brand new filter in this truck. Oh, there's some of my tools missing from my toolkit. Wow, I wondered where that stuff went. Interesting. Okay, well, anyway, good to know where they're at. Excellent running truck. Right now, we kind of have the box packed out with stuff from when we moved the church, but so on and so forth. This truck as well. Okay, it's a GMC C6500. This truck as well will come with, I think it calls for 2 new batteries. So I pulled the batteries out, like I already said, I pulled the batteries out of everything to make sure they stayed charged up and the cold weather didn't take its toll on it, on any of the batteries. You can see it's got a tow ball there. So the batteries should not be in the truck, but I do believe it calls for 2 of them. If it only calls for 1, then you'll get 1 brand new battery with the truck. If it calls for 2, then you will get 2 brand new batteries with the truck. I do believe the gas tank is filled full, topped off. Just overall an excellent truck. I'm going to, man, it's hard to put a price on this when I dump so much money into it as well. We'll say we're going to start out at $8,500 for this truck. Oh, there is one thing that will need to be done with this truck. I had one issue with it. What was the deal? What was the deal? It was something so stupidly simple. Oh, that's what it was. So it was giving me issues when we brought it from the church over here, not wanting to run very well. And so we ended up on the side of the road with it, trying to figure out what was going on. And we went doing a bunch of different things. And one of the things we did was we cut the exhaust, the muffler off the exhaust, because I thought maybe the muffler was clogged. If I remember right, I put it all back together the way it's supposed to be, but with flex tubes. But it was a rush job, if I even got it done. Anyway, long story short, it is extremely loud. Before I cut it, this thing sat here and purred like a kitty cat, and you barely even knew it ran. Barely even knew it was running. Awesome running truck. Once we figured out what the problem was, it was a fuel pump. So This thing got a brand spanking new fuel pump just a few months ago. And once it got that new fuel pump, it runs like a racehorse. Awesome truck. Okay, next we have this 2004 F350 extended cab Triton V10 motor. Runs great. Heat and AC, I believe, both work. As well, likewise with this one, got the battery pulled, hood up, keep the battery good and ice out, so on and so forth. This truck is four-wheel drive. It is the Super Duty. Got a brand spanking new windshield. We put a brand spanking new windshield in it. This one here is manual windows, but the four-wheel drive works immaculately. I love this truck. It's the only four-wheel drive vehicle I got, and I really don't want to sell it. But okay, so the driver's seat does have that on it, but the rest of the interior is in great shape. Yeah. So then when I get, let's see, make sure I'm correct on the. Okay, no, this says it's a 90. No, wait a minute. No, this ain't no 95. Okay, yeah, right there. 2004 model. Okay, so when I first got this truck, it just had and I think that might be the muffler for the box truck. No, it ain't. That's for my Genpo truck, because I was trying to put dual exhaust on it. Let me double check. Wait a minute. No, that might actually be off of the box truck. I think this might be the muffler off the box truck. I thought I put it back on. Maybe I didn't. Anyway, this truck had, somebody just threw a small blue bed that did not fit it at all on there. Didn't even bolt it down, didn't nothing. And so I bought the truck like that, and I just took the bed and threw it away. Basically, I ran it across the scales and did away with that bed. This truck here ended up getting a brand new fuel pump, because while I had the bed off, or before I decided to put a bed on it, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to take the bed off again. So I put a brand new fuel pump in it. So it's got a brand new fuel pump. And then we did a lot of work customizing this bed. It may still need a bit of painting, but this here will, the tailgate just latches in like that. That was all customized. But for me, I wanted to be able to put stuff in the bed without falling out, but also have me a workstation here at the back of the truck without the walls being a problem. But also I wanted a way to step up into the bed easily. So chopped a lot of this out. I am able to step up there, but also on the other side, and then have this whole area as a work area. Brand new LED lights on the back, all wired up, working great. And then the bed was originally that burgundy color. I ended up painting, the sections you see white to match the truck. If a person wants the tailgate white or remain burgundy, that's up to if anybody buys it. I'm fine the way it is. I believe this truck, let's see, does this truck have, I'm not going to say if this truck has electric mirrors or manual. I just don't remember. The tires, in my opinion, they're all holding air. It'll get you on home just fine if you buy it. But tires, I didn't put new tires on this truck. So, but the truck is a great truck. It's four-wheel drive. It's been customized. It'll come with I believe it, I don't remember. I'll have to figure out what battery was in it. This one may or may not come with a new battery, but it all depends on what a person's willing to pay for this truck, and if I'm willing to sell it for what a person's willing to pay. But I think at the moment, and it's got a clean tire. Okay, so battery went dead. Had to go deal with that. Anyway, so I think on this truck, probably do like $5,500 or best offer on it. All right, And I forgot to show y'all the actual church bus while I was up there by it. I kept telling myself I was going to, and I don't think I did. All right, so remind me to show you all that. Next we have this truck here, and again the hood's up because I got the battery pulled and I don't want mice in it. But I haven't used this truck a whole lot since I got my mobile home toter and my rowback. But this has been one of my pride and joy vehicles as well. This is a 1978 Custom Deluxe 20 Chevy. And I have dropped a ton of money into this truck. I've had this truck now for about 5 going on 6 years. I put all the Edelbrock valve covers and all that stuff there, you know, did that. Even though it looks all rusted, that's actually a new master cylinder, funny enough. One issue with this truck is it has a power steering leak, but it does have power steering. But so long as you add fluid, it still does what it's got to do. At one time I had put all new plugs and wires and all that in. Battery kind of sits here, but I have to kind of keep it strapped in to keep it from going every which way. But then again, I'm kind of rough on this old truck when I'm using it, because I built it to work it, and it was my first work truck, my very first work truck after my divorce, or after my separation, where my ex-wife literally sent me homeless. Took everything from me, and I was living in a half of a motorhome, literally a half of a motorhome. Anyway, good times, right? Good times. Anyway, that's all in the past, but this was my very first work truck I bought. I put a different seat in it because the seat that was in it was all ripped up. Put a CB in it. I don't know that CB is still operable in the manner that I don't think I have a mic there anymore. I think I borrowed the mic for something else. And nope, wait a minute, there might be a mic there. I think yeah, there's a mic there. But I don't know if I have an antenna for the CB on here anywhere. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I put these seats in. I put that rubber floor in. It looks a whole lot better. I mean, it's dirty because I've used this truck. I've worked this truck and worked this truck. Whoops, get my fingers out of the way. Once it's cleaned up and all the dirt's off of it, that is a beautiful floor, black. It'll clean up great. That's literally just dirt, not stains. Oh, let's see here. This is a 3-speed with low and reverse. Chevy V8. The odometer shows 40,000 miles. You know, do with that what you want to do. The fuel gauge works sometimes and sometimes it don't. So, you know, whatever. Let's see. This stereo is a JVC, defaceable, and it's, you know, the face has been sitting up here in my dash for quite some time. I really never used the stereo when I'm in this truck, so it sat there. That face sat there for years collecting dust. But I believe it was a brand new stereo when I put it in. Let's see, what else do I got? Let's see. It has new, I think the speakers in the doors are new Pioneer speakers. Well, it was when I put it in. So on and so forth. I love this truck. It is like, I mean, it means a lot to me. I even put tweeters in the doors. I'm kind of funny. But anyway, brand spanking new tires all the way around. This was a 3/4 ton truck to begin with. And it received a 1-ton rear end swap before I got it. This truck, when I first got it, had a camper shell that you can travel around in and sleep in. When I first got the truck, but I had no plans to keep that on here. So everything back here that you see is completely customized. Completely customized. Me and a buddy of mine set out and we created this hose system on the back. The deals on the sides here you see, those are makeshift outriggers that I never did finish. They can still work to some extent at the moment, but they do need to be finished up. We mounted this gooseneck plate back here. These Genpos are on, you could say a quick release system, but it's not really so quick because the Genpos are heavy, whatever. But you can see in there, there's a bolt you can undo from either side. I think it is. We did it from either side. No, that's split in half. You got to do it from both sides. So there's one bolt right there, and then same spot on the other side. You take those two bolts off, and those axles pull out, and this whole the whole Genpo assembly comes off. Now if I sell this truck, price can be negotiated depending on what you want. Like maybe you don't want I forget what the name of this is. Maybe you don't want that to go with it, that whole system. If you don't, then that can be negotiated. If you don't want that big snatch block, that can definitely be negotiated. And honestly, that's just not going to go with it. I mean, I don't know. We can negotiate. I don't know. That winch is a brand spanking. I bought it brand spanking new. It's a Warren winch, 18 or 24,000 pound winch with remote, wired and wireless, both. I've taken the batteries out. There's another spot for a battery back here for the winch that usually stays hooked up to the main battery under the hood, so it charges both batteries at the same time. Let's see. Let's see here. I think the mirrors are new. Yeah, I replaced both mirrors. Actually, I added these mirrors because the initial mirrors that was on it, I don't think were factory at all, and so it didn't make no difference to the original decor to the truck, and they just wasn't sticking out enough for me to really see what I needed to do when I was working this truck. This truck also has a service light. I don't remember if I got that working or not. I think I did. Pretty sure I did, because I ended up tearing the guts out. Yeah, you can see where I tore the guts out of it and put all new guts in it. So that service light should work. The e-brake on this truck, I don't think the e-brake works on this truck, so that'll need to be dealt with. Got a little rust up there, but I mean, it's a 78 and it's been a work truck. And then y'all may just squeal at the price that I put on this truck, because, like everything's customized. This whole front bumper is customized, because I work my stuff so hard. And so I took the original bumper off and I added this steel pipe to serve as a bumper and to serve as a pulling spot if I needed to pull something in reverse, or if I needed to bump things to get them to move. I didn't want to tear my grill up, so I added that front bumper there, whatever, and that's all welded on. I actually had intentions, I had cut some more chains that size down and had intentions to have them welded on about every foot or so down along that pipe. And for some reason, when we was welding everything up, I had misplaced the chains that I had cut for it. And so my buddy was supposed to come back and finish it later, and that never happened. I don't recall if I have a new spare tire for this truck or not. I don't think I do. If so, it would be under the truck, I have to imagine, or on my tire rack, but I just don't think so. I don't think this truck comes with a new spare, but all the tires are brand new on this truck and hardly been used. I mean, they're dirty, but they've hardly been used. you know, because this is a work truck, not an everyday driver per se. Granted, it's got a good clean title. Like I said, you're probably going to squeal a little bit at the price on this truck. But you know, if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. And it ain't going to hurt my feelings none at all for this truck to just sit here for any kind of day that I may ever need it again. But you know, if I sell this, I have to have $8,500 out of this truck. It's a great truck. I mean, it's, you know, it's probably going to be a little rough running, you know, because it don't get used that often, you know, so, but it always fires right up. I don't ever have to put starting fluid in or anything like that. So long as it's got a good hot battery, it always cranks right up. Pump the pedal a couple times. That's about it. And it needs, you know, it needs an e-brake. But this truck is an awesome, awesome truck. All right. Getting close to lastly. We still got one more vehicle after this. But this here is a 2000 Chevy. What is it? 3500 single wheel, 1 ton, 2-wheel drive. Truck runs great. Amazing running truck. I mean, it's quiet. It sits there and purrs. Not like this one. This one screams at you at all times, whether it's running or, you know, idling or getting on the gas. I mean, that truck screams at you. But this one here, this one sits there and purrs like a kitty cat. The toolboxes lock up. This is just a single cab. It's got a great little 350 motor in it. I think this one, let's see, no, this one only requires 1 battery, which is as well pulled out for making sure the cold weather don't get it, and hood up for purposes of keeping mice out. This truck will come with this generator. It was a great little generator, and I say was only because I've gotten other generators and so on and so forth, and so I really don't ever use this. But this, I personally customized this whole thing, put this generator on here, wired it right up to the, I say wired it, I plumbed it up to the gas tank on the truck. And the line goes down until about a quarter way from the bottom. That way you don't ever run your truck out of gasoline. The generator will stop before the truck runs out of gas. That way you can still get to a gas station, whatever. But it is, so you don't ever have to put gas in this. You just fill your tank on the truck itself, and that's where the gas comes from on that. But I haven't used this in a while, so it may need a little this, a little that, whatever. I don't know. I really, honest to God, don't know. But it's a great running generator, works well. I even wired it to an electrical outlet that's on the front bumper, and this right here. Okay, so all these outlets here work on the very back of the truck, and this right here is a start button wired into the generator. Did all this myself. As far as the wiring and adding the start button, this stuff was actually already back here. It just wasn't wired to anything. But I put in the start button, and so you just start it from back here. You never have to climb up in the bed. So easy peasy on that. The air compressor works as well. Haven't used it in a long time. Still got one of my brand new triple fittings on there, but whatever. But that one is not gas. That's actually electric, so you actually got to be plugged up to shore power or the generator for that to work. But I think that's why I ended up mounting it in here. Didn't have the money for a new air compressor, but needed one, and I was able to run that off the generator. That's what it was. That's what it was. And I think I even, one of these wires is for that generator, and I don't remember what the other one is for. Maybe a floodlight somewhere or something, but they just reach around here and plug in. Let me close that. Oh, all right. So then, I haven't used this truck in a long time. I got a receiver hitch for towing. Granted, I probably will keep the hitch itself, that whole assembly coming out of the receiver, because that's like a $200 outfit right there, and then more with all my locks that I got in there. So I won't let that go with it. But this here, these handles work. I don't have it locked up at the moment, but they do work. Also, and this is the part I'll miss if this truck sells. This is the part I'll really miss, is all these drawers roll out. Matter of fact, it's still fully stocked with a lot of my tools. you know, all these doors pull out, which, I mean, just open the door on up, whatever. Yeah, and then, of course, my scaffolding up top won't go with the truck. Some of the door handles on the bed here will need to be riveted or some tiny bolts put in. They are, at least that one is loose. And then the handle is not on this one, but it's right inside of there, and it just slides right on there and opens the door right up. Okay, and so this outlet also works, even though I hit something at some point and broke it off of there. But it does work when the generator's running. Waterproof outlet. Anyway, I want to say, I know at least one of the tires is brand new on this truck. I drove this truck to Illinois and back. Well, actually, I've drove a lot of these vehicles to Illinois and back. These two driver's side tires are in decent shape. They're not brand new. This one, it's in decent shape, but it probably could use replaced sooner than any of the others. I'm thinking this one, yeah, this one was the one I replaced brand new. Had a flat out on the road traveling to Illinois, and so we actually had to replace it. I don't remember if I got a spare for underneath it or not either, so we'll look, but I don't remember, and nope, don't look like it. Okay. Now, the biggest issue with this truck, it runs and drives great so long as you're in forward gears. First, second, third, I think, overdrive and overdrive all work great, but reverse is out. Now, I do have another transmission for it, but I've never had the chance to put it in, and while I had it covered with a tarp for the longest time, somehow somebody's done something and my tarp got taken off. So, well, you can see right there is a transmission, and it was a good transmission when I put it there. A good working transmission. Now, it's been sitting there for year and a half, 2 years maybe. Funny enough, I've used this truck though without reverse. I've used it a lot. And I just always made sure that I either parked on an uphill or downhill, or got into a position where I didn't have to have reverse. But I mean, reverse has been out for a while, and it may just be something stupid like something came loose underneath or something, for all I know. I mean, I really don't know. I just know one day I was in reverse and it was acting just fine. And it just, nothing at all. There was no indications that reverse was going out. No, nothing. I mean, it was just, I was in reverse and it just stopped working, just out of the blue. So it was as if some sort of linkage or something got disconnected. But I stay so busy that 2.5 years later, I still have never bothered to really get under there and look. But instead, I go and manage to get a transmission, but I think that was because I was at a buddy's house. And we just got to talking about the truck. He says, hey, I got a good transmission. So I secured the transmission and brought it home, set it where it's at, put a tarp over it. And somehow, I guess that was easier than crawling under the truck to look at the linkage. Go figure. Okay. Okay, let me do this. So, I had told you when I was talking about the motorhome earlier that I had another one that was exactly identical that I hadn't talked about. And this one, actually this one runs and drives too. But the steering column, while it does steer the motorhome, it is broke and the ignition is busted out. The thing will still start, but the fuel pump doesn't work in this one, so it'll need a new fuel pump if you ever wanted to put it back on the road. But for me personally, this is just a parts deal for me. But it does have, I'm saying all this, it does have good glass. So on the other motorhome, a person could, if they wanted to, could potentially, depending on the deal we work out, take the glass out of this one at their own risk, of course, and place it in the other one. So, la-di-da. Okay. And if anybody needs parts, there's a lot of good parts on that motorhome, as well as the Holiday Rambler motorhome behind it, which you can't really see from here, and I'm not going to bother to walk back there. So on and so forth. For the right price, these trusses could be for sale. All right, moving on to lastly, this bus. This is a 2011 Ford, I believe, Econoline. I want to say Super Duty type or something. I don't remember. Hold on, let me open the door. And I think I got the doghouse off right now, so don't pay that no mind. I was looking at something, and for some reason we didn't put the doghouse back on. Let's see. Oh no, this is a 2008. I do apologize. Oh mercy. It's a 2008. Oh, let's see. 15 passenger. Well, y'all can see the stickers. This is an excellent bus. I believe I put... No, that's not brand new. I could have sworn I put brand new tires on this as well. I know as soon as I bought it, I drove it straight to the mechanic shop to have some work done on it. I know I told him to put brand new tires on it, but I'm going to say that they didn't. Or are these brand new? These have really good tread. Goodyear. Maybe I had them just replace the back for some reason and not the fronts. Why would I have done that? It don't make no sense. But this front one, I see some cracking going on right in here. Now, I don't know if maybe that's because it's overinflated, or if it's because it's old, or what's going on. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know about these tires. Usually I put brand new tires on everything. And there's cracking going on this side too, I can see. So, but, you know, I don't know. Now, right there is where the battery goes. And that's looking like that right now because I didn't put it back together due to that's where the batteries go. And I didn't see any sense in putting it back together when eventually I'm just going to put the batteries back in anyway, and I can put it all back together at that point. This bus, here's the catch about this bus. This is an immaculate bus. Everything works on this bus. But this bus is run on CNG. And depending on where you live, CNG can be very easy to come by, or it can be very complicated to come by. And given that I live out in the rural routes, basically 30 miles from the closest CNG station, it makes it more complicated for me to get CNG for this bus. However, if you're running on CNG is so much cheaper to operate and is so much better on your motor. So that's what's up with this. But it runs and drives great, fires up perfectly, purrs like a kitty cat. I don't think it has very many miles on it. This bus was originally owned... There's one of my other toolboxes. And there's that coffee vat. Oh boy. I guess I shoved some stuff in here too when I moved everything from the church. Anyway, oh, that's why I had the doghouse off. So, oh, okay, there's the main part of the doghouse back there, and this actually attaches to the doghouse. But I was looking at what it might take to convert this to a gasoline for our purposes and get away from the CNG, because, of course, gasoline for us makes more sense because it's a lot easier to get. But I never did do that. Granted, if the bus don't sell, then that is on the agenda at some point. But right now, it is running on CNG. Oh, there we go. This is electric doors, but it has a manual override, and given that I don't have batteries right now, I'm doing manual override. Anyway, here's the inside of the bus. I'll have to get a few things out. Oh, it does have a good spare. That one actually I think is brand new. Yeah, that one's a brand new spare. Okay, so awesome bus. It's at least a 15 passenger bus. Wheelchair lift. Works great. Probably needs a little hydraulic fluid added. Because I tried to lift somebody in a wheelchair with it. The hydraulics work great with the remote, with no weight on it, but I put somebody that weighed probably close to 300 pounds on it, and it started lifting them, but then it kind of didn't want to. So I went ahead and just manually jacked it up and got the person in the wheelchair in here that way. And I just never have looked at hydraulic fluid. I've never looked to see where you fill it at, but I'm betting that it just needs hydraulic fluid. Other than that, it works great. I spent a lot of money having that worked on. The rear AC, that works great. The dash AC works great. Heat works great. What do we have here? Okay, that is devices for putting into these tracks here to be able to secure wheelchairs. All right, and I've never I really used it because I only done short runs that didn't really, it was just so short runs we didn't really need to do all that. But it looks like even these seats, now that I'm looking at it, that might be something I never even noticed. It looks like these seats are on maybe a quick release system, even if you needed to. Oh no, that's how you raise and lower the seats. That's what it is. Okay, so you pull that little lever, that raises and lowers the seats. And you know, I feel like there's something that I have missed. Yeah, I'm going to bet that somehow there's a way to open this stuff up and there's storage underneath those. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful seating. I think these racks are for luggage racks. But to me, personally, if I ever wanted to, I could raise that, kind of modify those a little bit and make bunk beds out of that. Kind of turn this into a, yes, a passenger bus, but also kind of a makeshift motorhome as well. And then we have this here. Like I said, the battery's not in, so I can't get that screen down. It's all electric. Has remotes, headphones, all that. It's that was brand new. It was just installed like shortly before I got the bus. But DVD player. And then you have this brand new kicker amplifier here that is somehow connected to that as well. Plus, I think it might be connected to, I'm not sure how the stereo stuff works. I didn't really go too deep into that to figure all that out, but you got like down there on the dash, you have some sort of PA system for talking to the passengers on the bus, I believe. And then up here, you have your actual stereo. It's a Jensen. That actually looks like a Marine stereo. And then up here in this compartment, let's see here, you have your glass area where you can display your church name, your business name, whatever it is you want to display. In there, I think, is your fuse panel, so on and so forth. And then you even got this for putting brochures or whatever. This bus actually belonged to the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. It was used by the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, and these wires hanging, I'm actually not sure what these wires go to. And I wasn't actually the one that installed all this. The people that had the bus before me installed all this, and then I guess they just didn't quite finish up or tidy up or whatever they did. I don't know. I've never messed with it. I just don't know. I don't know what they did. But anyway, they never finished doing that. I think somebody, I don't know. What I do know is this bus belonged to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. They used it for many years, and then they sold it. A pastor out of Okmulgee, Oklahoma, bought the bus. I used it a short time and then resewed the bus and we bought it. So to my understanding, I think we're the third owners of this bus, but don't quote me for that being the gospel truth. Also up here, a floodlight that works great. There's also a floodlight built into the wheel lift down there when you open the door up. Yeah. Best of my knowledge, everything works great on this bus, so on and so forth. I got some roadside emergency, whatever you call them. And then it looks like that driver's seat, could use some stitching up, and then maybe a little spot there that needs sewed up. Overall, and I guess the seats have been replaced, or one of them, because this doesn't look like the factory seat, because this is leather, that's cloth, so one or both of these seats are not factory, I can tell you right now. Electric mirrors, both sides, they work great, I do remember that. And this bus, it has low miles. I don't remember how many miles, but it's got a lot more use in it, especially being it's been a CNG bus all its life. No water leaks anywhere, no damage of any kind. I don't know what else to say about it. Anyway, okay, that actually brings us to another topic. I forgot about these back here. So we have the two Corvettes back here. And, this is where me and the Lord kind of have had some deep conversations. As you can see, these cars have been in here a while. Haven't done anything with them, and that's for a reason. One, it's been my intent to pass these along to my son when he gets of age, especially the black one. I've put a lot of money into that black Corvette. This one I haven't really put anything too much into other than the actual purchase price of it. I do know it needs a fuel pump. That's the only thing mechanically it needs is a fuel pump, but it's so easy to get to, so easy to change. I just haven't went and bought it. Because honestly, my convictions about these Corvettes have, I guess I did take that off or something. Okay, so the fuel pump literally is right there. You undo them lines, undo the bolts right there around the gas cap, and pull that whole thing out, and that's the fuel pump. It is, I can't remember what year this is. It's an 84 or an 85. It's a coupe with a removable top. You can see it was a really nice vet in its prime, and it could be restored to being a really nice vet again with some TLC, some love and some TLC. What is going on there? I don't know. Yeah, so on and so forth. This car, let's see, this red Corvette I've had for about a year and a half now, I think. This car, though, I bought in 2018, so I've had it for about seven or 8 years. I put brand new tires on it. I did a lot of mods to it, and then an ex-wife, that's a whole nother story. She destroyed all my work and whatever. I'm not mad about it. I've forgiven her, all this stuff, but I'm just giving you the facts of the history on the car. I ended up, because the ex-wife busted out the ignition of the steering column, rendering the alarm system, ended up doing something to keep the car from running. So I ended up I took the car to a dealership, to the Chevy dealership. They were supposed to find me a replacement column and put it in. They couldn't find one after it sat in their lot for 6 months or 9 months or something. Finally, I just went and picked the car back up. Actually, they called me and told me to just come get my car. Gave me no explanation, no nothing. These seats, when I had this thing up and going in its glory, when I was doing so much work to it, these seats was in pristine condition. Not so much since they've been sitting for so long. I've got the batteries pulled out of this car as well for, the purposes of cold weather and all that. The last time I did drive this car, so this car sat for 4 years after my ex-wife destroyed the column. And the Chevy dealership could not get me another column, and just anyway, long story short with that, I brought it home and it sat for the rest of the 4 years after that. And eventually I found a column. So I did the work myself, put the column in, got the car running, drove it a couple of times. The last time I drove it, so it was having an issue with the clutch, and there's something about the clutch in it not starting, something to do with the clutch. I ended up having a mechanic friend of mine work on it. He got the thing going, changed some parts out underneath to do with the clutch. I think we put a whole new, I don't remember. Did something to do with the clutch. Put in new parts, so on and so forth. And then I drove the car, just a little bit here and there, just whatever, not much. And then for some reason, the clutch issues started acting up again. So, what I learned is that at this point with this car, it'll start when it wants to start. It won't when it don't. It all depends on if the clutch wants to work. You got to push down on the clutch. And I may be completely off on this. There may be something else going on. I don't know. It starts when it wants to start. So, but, I put a lot of... I changed the entire interior out on this car. I gave it the wood grain look. I added the bread box here. When I got the car, this car was a complete mess. Didn't have a bread box. Didn't even have a top on it. Everything was destroyed. I did so much work to this car, but now it's sat here. And the dash, my ex-wife decided that she would keep my dash instead of returning it to me. So the car does need a dash. It'll need that. And it'll need the clutch issue figured out. Yeah, I bought a lot of aftermarket parts, like that seal there, that door seal or whatever you call it. I changed all the carpet out, put in floor mats. The seats are completely different. You used to have like a dull black seats in here. And I purchased, long story short, I got a hold of these seats here, as well as the carpet to match in some areas. And I really liked, I did this two-tone between the gray carpet on the sides right there and the floorboards. But the saddle leather and saddle color carpet, for all the sides, including back here and all that on both sides. To me, I just really liked it. All the other parts, the original gray carpeting and black seats, my ex-wife kept all that. She just dirt. Anyway, stop, Brian. She stole all the audio equipment I had back here. Subs, amps, the plexiglass that covered it all the special lighting and effects. The only thing she left me was 2 speakers that I had installed, which you can't see because it's so dark, but they are still there. And she took the flat screen stereo I put in the dash. Like I said, the only thing she left was the 2 new Pioneer speakers I put in back here, which you can't see because it's dark. And she left a lot of the wiring. So that's still there. Now, the top is brand new. Well, I say brand new. It was brand new shortly after, or it was brand new when I got the car. But it had to be put on, and boy, that was a job for somebody that had never done one before and had to teach himself. But I was able to obtain that because the rail for the top was even all broke. The old top was shattered. It was just laying in the car. So I got me a whole new rail, whole new top, replaced all that. It's all working great. Years later, it's still nice and tight. It is starting to loosen up in a positive manner, though, because it's not quite as hard to get the top latched anymore after years of being on there. Because I did that in 2018 or 19, put the new top on. Put the Outlaw Reform on here. I did that before we even officially started the ministry. So, I mean, you'll probably want to take all that back off. That's on both sides. Dust is covering it. I had put this windshield decal on here originally in 2018 or 19, but then it got all messed up, so I redid it here 2 years ago, and, well, it probably needs to be redealt with again, but a lot of that's probably just dirt collection. I had took off, back in 18 or 19, I took these top pieces of motor all off, used high heat paint, and painted all that. That's a brand new clutch cylinder over there. I think the brake cylinder is brand new too, if I remember right. That was just done a couple years ago. It has LED multi-color lighting under the hood that shines down into the wheel wells, which something to do with my ex-wife. She had messed things up with that, so I ended up, even though that was a custom job that I did in 2018 or 19, I ended up having to redo it with new lights about 2 years ago. And then I just, I spent maybe, the car sat for about 4 years. I spent maybe a month trying to get the car back up to what I had it. And so, I was doing a bunch of work to it, so on. And now it's sat again ever since then for the next 2 years or so. But here's the deal. And these are ZR rated tires. This car will get up and go. I think, there's a spare tire under there. I want to say it's a new one, but don't quote me on that. Here's why these cars are sitting. So here's why these cars are sitting. As my relationship with the Lord has grown, and as this ministry has taken off, me driving a Corvette just hasn't seemed appropriate. Now, for me, I said, you know what? I'm the one running the ministry. My son's not really the one running the ministry. He's going to have some wild oats to sow. And it'll be a good father-son project for me and him to work on when he gets of age. And I have kept that mindset for the last 5 years, 5 or 6 years, 6 years for the black Corvette. And then when I got the red one, I said, you know what? I got this one because I thought it'll add to the father-son project, and when he gets old enough to drive, me and him can row together. We could ride together. So that's why I did this. But after great thought, after lots of the Holy Spirit ministering to me, it's like, you know what? We're at the end of days. We're seeing it coming about. We see the digital ID coming about. And the mark of the beast, it's all just going to be here. I truly believe before my son even hits his 16th birthday. That said, if my son follows the footsteps of Christ, as I am teaching him to do, then his heart will be that of being with Christ and not the world and the worldly things. And therefore, if he's living that kind of life, then I'd have to imagine that even though he might not want to offend me by doing it in front of me, metaphorically, he'd shake his head at me for holding on to these cars. And he would, if I raise him right, he would consider me to be on the wrong track for keeping these cars. And probably even be a little bit offended that I would do it. Even though my heart would have been in the right place, offended because of the thought of him turning out to be worldly, if that makes sense to y'all. There's one of my crowbars. Anyway, so, but the mark of the beast is, so if things go the way I truly believe they will, then the mark of the beast will be upon us before he hits his 16th birthday. And if I've raised him right, he won't take that mark. And if he don't take that mark, he won't be able to buy or sell, which means he'll be stuck with some cars that he can do nothing with because he won't even be able to buy gas. Won't be able to tag them and title them. And, truth be told, really ain't going to be able to drive them either because of all the AI cameras and all the tracking devices and everything now. So, and if he does rebel and he does decide to take the mark, well, then he's dead to me because he's not going to go to heaven. I'll never get to see him again. And that's a hard thought. But if he chooses to go that route, then why would I want to give him these Corvettes if he's chosen the world over God and is doomed for eternity? You know, call me crazy all you want for my thoughts here, but this is the thoughts. So the Lord has been working on me lately, showing me some things where I need to stop being the rich man, so to speak, and sell off all that I have in order to feed the poor and minister and shelter the homeless and clothe the naked and provide Bibles to those that will never receive one otherwise. And that's all what's important. All the material things are not important. So, the Corvettes have to go. You can buy one or both. I don't know. Package deal or separately. I just don't think I can put a price on here on them right now. I think that particular one is definitely going to have to be left between me, the interested party, and the Holy Spirit. Yep. So I think that's where we're going to conclude this video. And I'm going to end it with a prayer if y'all want to stick with me and pray with me. And then there's this travel trailer up here too. Let me show you all that. There's this travel trailer up here as well. And it's a pretty nice travel trailer. And I've got it under the shop right now because I took the slide out because it needed to be redone. So I took the slide out. I completely stripped the slide out down. I kept the roof material. And I sanded off all the burrs on everything, cleaned that aluminum slide out frame up completely where it's looking like brand new. And then I put it back in there. And then the Lord called me away to other ministerial work. And that's the way this trailer sits now. The slide out needs to be finished and it needs to just be secured back to the track. Other than that, I think this is a 2011 or 12 model Coachman Catalina Deluxe Edition. Let me walk over here. I don't think I'm gonna. It'll need the awning replaced, but it is an electric retractable awning. Good tires all the way around and a brand new spare on the back of it. I can't really get in there right now, but I mean, I could if I really wanted to, but I got my suit coat on, so I don't really want a chance getting dirty. It's got, well, I hit this with something and busted that plastic, but this electric jack does work. It has the electric slide out works the way it's supposed to. It just had to be, you can kind of see through here. You can see the frame, maybe, let me see. Yeah, you can kind of see the frame where I completely stripped it down. And it's ready to be all put back together and reattached to its slide outs. But it just has to have the work done. So, I mean, this trailer, I think the original receipts are somewhere here to it, because I seen the original receipts. I think this trailer cost somewhere between 25 to 30,000 new. So I'm probably let that trailer go for, I think I let it go for 3,500. Yeah, let that trailer go for 3,500. I mean, you know, it's an older model, but yet still new enough. It does have this going on. So, I mean, you know, a person will need to probably put some sealant on there. I forget what you call that, roof sealant. And probably take the trim down and go ahead and maybe even replace a little bit of wood in here and then pin that back in and reaffix it. It looks like it needs done on that side too. Yeah, needs done on that side too. So, you know what, I'm going to say 3,500 or best offer, because it does need some TLC here on this front end. Everything else, it needs some work on the front end there, and it needs to slide out finished, but everything else is in. It's a really good trailer inside. Really good trailer inside. So, honestly, probably let it go for $2,750. We'll do it that way. Do it $2,750. Yeah. All right. So, I think that concludes it. Let's pray us out. Dear Lord, Father God, you know our hearts. You know my heart. And I pray that your will be done in all things, Lord. I ask you to forgive me of my sins, and anybody that wants to pray along with me, humbly asking the same thing. We ask you, Lord, to forgive us of our sins and cleanse us in the shed blood of your Son, Jesus Christ. Lord, if it's your will for me to sell any of this stuff, just one piece or lots of pieces from this yard, this is all up to you. After all, it's all yours. It's all yours. You lead the way, Lord. You lead the hearts of potential buyers. You lead my heart in the negotiating and showing each item. So on and so forth. This is your show. This is your show, Lord. Whatever you want to happen, this is your show. I just simply ask that your will be done. And I'll just tell you, my heart is to be able to go do the thing that it is that you've called me to do with the money. And obviously, it's something that's going to take a whole lot of money. That's why I'm willing to sell everything off. And just really, yeah, I'm going to just leave it at that, because I want to make sure that in all I do, it's with a humble heart, with absolutely no pride, even remotely trying to peek through. So on and so forth. Ultimately, your will be done, Lord, in all things. In Jesus' name we pray. Everyone says, amen. Okay, I was able to get back here to the horse trailer. Figured I'd show that as well. Definitely needs a tire on this side. And I'm going to say it probably needs one on this side. Yeah. Matter of fact, those are some of my new trailer tires. I think they are. Those are my new trailer tires that I just stuck on there to leave at home. Whatever. Anyway, roof's in pretty bad shape. It's all cancer-ridden, but I got a real good floor though. That floor would definitely hold horses. It's got the feeding stalls up there. It's a 2-horse trailer, of course. Needs a little bit of repairs and some tires or whatever. Got a great jack though and bulldog hitch. So yeah. And I think that door does latch. I just don't have it latched at the moment. Yeah. Great little project for somebody. Okay, so it's the next day, and finally got a chance to work on the edits while my son is taking a nap. I rewatched the entire video footage here, doing edits, so on and so forth, and realized that I didn't put prices on this or that. There was things I didn't even talk about. I mean, good grief, look how long this video's already went anyway, as it is. There was one thing that I noticed in the video that I didn't even talk about at all, and that is that boat motor, that inboard boat motor that's sitting on the ground right now next to the pontoon boat. That is actually a really good inboard Mercury with a brand spanking new $400 starter on it. The motor runs great, but I got that pontoon boat, and so the fiberglass boat that inboard motor was in was really just in my way. I wasn't really ever using the boat, and so I was like, you know what, forget it. I just cut it up, threw it on our trash trailer, cut the boat trailer itself up, and that way it stopped taking up space in my yard. But that leaves me with a inboard motor. Let's see, it's a Mercury. I can't tell you exactly what it is off the top of my head or anything, but you know, I would let somebody steal that motor from me for $1,000, and you could steal that motor from me. And I mean, that's a really, really good deal for that motor. I mean, that motor ain't gonna have hardly, if you equivalate boat hours to miles, I mean, I couldn't imagine that boat motor having more than, maybe 10,000 miles on it. So I mean, it's practically a new motor, and with a brand spanking new $400 starter. And I can even get you the receipt for that starter, because I ordered it through O'Reilly's. And yes, it is marine grade, but that's also why it had to be ordered, special ordered. So I can go get a receipt on that. I don't know where the receipt went, but I can go to O'Reilly's and have them print me off a receipt if you want to see the paperwork on that starter. I think we bought a lifetime starter as well, so that means the starter is lifetime guaranteed. Anyway, if you're interested in anything, you know what, go to Facebook, look up Outlaw Reform Ministries on Facebook. You'll find the page. You can private message me on there, and we can go from there discussing anything that you might be interested in. And also, we are located in Eufaula, Oklahoma, and you'll have to travel to us. I'm not going to be traveling to anybody. I can use the rowback if somebody needs me to haul something that they purchase, but only short distances. I'm not going to travel over 75 miles, give or take, to deliver something. But even if I do deliver, it's payment up front. You're going to come here, you're going to look at the item, you're going to pay for it, and then I'll deliver it. That's just how that'll work. All right, well, there we have it. Y'all have a good one. God bless.